I got souls.
You supposed to already.
I say souls in different area codes. Area codes. I say souls.
Babe, we're rolling.
Souls.
You can't remix every song. That is not a song to remix.
That is.
It's not.
Because I don't got hoes no more. I say souls some more. You feel me? Ever since I got that grill in, I changed. Go ahead, open this up.
Welcome back to the Marriage Journal Revealed. Today we are talking about
Passwords and privacy. You gets none.
Is that what we?
You gets none private. You gets none passwords, and you gets none privacy.
You get what? Can somebody please have him explain that one?
Okay, so basically, listen.
Okay.
This is the thing.
Let's go.
Disregard what I just said. Let's get into it. So we got situations where it's a lot of memes and videos going on about people dying with their passwords and not wanting their significant other to get into their phone, or they got memes of just you're never getting a password. So the question of today is,
What is it?
when is it time to give your spouse or your girlfriend, boyfriend the password to your phone or the password to anything else? When is it okay?
Bank accounts, things like that.
Oh, that's definitely after you get married. You ain't getting no bank account information. What you mean?
Okay.
All right, let's go in. Let's
talk about
it. Let's talk about it. All right, so I could just be honest from.
What's our stance? What's your stance?
As far as when is it okay to give the password?
Or just our stance on passwords and privacy in general. Like, is there privacy in marriage?
There's a level of privacy in marriage.
Okay,
There's a level. Like,
okay.
For instance, as far as passwords to my cell phone, emails, social media accounts, you have access to all that.
Was it always like that?
Yeah.
Was it? Y'all heard that?
I ain't need you all up in my business trying to check on me, trying to see what I was doing. But no, she didn't have the pass. I wasn't trying to do all that because I knew I was up to no good. I knew I was up to no good. You know what I mean? I ain't know, but I knew that there's a possibility that at any moment, you know what I mean? At any moment I could slip up and mess around and you look at the phone or get my phone. But you know what's crazy though? Why you smiling at me?
Because I'm just listening. I'm listening,
You listening too intently. That's a lot. The way you was looking at me like, but no, okay, so on a serious note. So I can honestly say that 9 times out of 10, well, in the beginning of when you're dating, if I just met you and I'm still learning you, I don't even know if I'm gonna be with you forever. I don't know what, I'm trying to figure that out if this is somebody I want to be with.
We're courting. We're just getting to know each other.
Yeah, courting. Then there's no need for passwords. And there's plenty of privacy because at any moment, I ain't gonna say, at any moment, I'll be like, okay, I don't know if she's the one, or he does, or he might do something that you didn't like, or whatever the case may be. Now you have access to everything. We don't broke up, but you got access to everything. So now you expose me to the world of some of my, innermost secrets that I share with you, right?
Right.
So in the beginning, the courting phase, why is you asking for my password? Why you need the access to my cell phone? We not even on that level yet. You can actually gauge where you are in the relationship. I believe you could gauge where you are in a relationship based on how much access do you have to that person's information. Okay. If you don't have the password, he or she might don't see a future with you. He might not see a future with you. So that's why you ain't give me your password? Because I don't see myself with you past 3 months from now.
That's true. I'm in agreement that I don't think if we've just started dating, honestly, if you're dating somebody, I just feel like, if we're not at a point in the relationship where we know where this is going, where we know, okay, this is my purpose partner and we're walking in purpose and we're we're getting to a place where we're on the verge of marriage, then you're not committed to this person.
So you mean on the verge of marriage as in you're engaged, or you mean on the verge of marriage like you just kind of know that this is what we talked about?
Honestly, I see it as a point of engagement, because now there may be an instance where somebody's been dating for 2 to 3 years, which I absolutely think is ridiculous. But that's just my own opinion, because when you know that you know.
If you're dating for that long, I don't forget opinion. Every marriage, like I said, every marriage that I personally, this ain't got nothing, this ain't no statistics. So I'm going to go ahead and Google and searching if this is true or not. This is just my personal experience. Mm-hmm. Most men, I'd say. Yeah, men, I gotta say men. Men that's been in a relationship for, I'll say a year, typically know within the 6 months to a year whether or not this person is for them or not. If it goes past that, they just don't. They either don't know they don't know if they're ready to be in a committed relationship, mm-hmm. or 2, they just don't know if you're the one that they want to be in a committed relationship for the rest, because that's a long commitment, the rest of your life.
Yeah, and sometimes as women, we do ourselves a disservice because we give way too much access, we give way too much up in the early stages where we allow men to just become comfortable with us giving them all of the things that you would have if you were married.
Facts.
And so when that takes place, when that happens, it's like, well, we don't need to get married. There's no point.
Everything is perfect the way it is. Why we need to get married? The way it is.
Now, I will say marriage is a covenant that you and the person that you are in purpose with, it is a covenant that you are making under God. So when people say, oh, marriage is just a piece of paper, it is not just a piece of paper. That is a commitment on a completely different level.
The Bible says.
What does it say?
That he who findeth a wife findeth a good thing. And obtains favor from the Lord.
Okay.
And let me tell you, that's a fact.
It is.
That's a fact. Because the favor that we've been able to receive,
yeah,
because we've been married, the grace that we've been able to receive because we're under the covering of the Lord, mm-hmm. because we're one, mm-hmm. allows us way more blessings and access than somebody that's just been courting and living. And you said a good point, that's been living together as if they're married. I say it all the time, especially when my lady friends come speak to me or speak to us. Mm-hmm. It's always like, I'm telling them, I'm like, listen, why? And they want their boyfriend to propose, mm-hmm. or take it to the next level. I'm like, why would he propose to you? You're already living together.
You're already taking care of the house. You're
taking care of the house, paying the bill, doing everything, giving them access to the poom poom whenever he needed. You know what I'm saying? Everything's still the same. You're living like you're married. Why do I need to put a ring on it? Especially if I think that marriage is just a piece of paper.
Yeah.
Or there's no covenant in it. I don't understand the meaning behind marriage. Why should we get married? Everything is fine the way it is.
Yeah.
Now I'm committed. So
I will say there are some instances where people have been dating for a while and you have that access. That's one thing to have that access when you've been in a long-term relationship. Hopefully that relationship is going somewhere outside of just dating, but I would say you cannot get upset when you do not have that level of access when the person you are with is unsure of where the relationship is going, when there isn't a commitment in place for a future together. So I cannot hold Justin to the expectations that I have access to his bank accounts. I have access to his social media platforms, his email, that, I can do X, Y, Z.
Just switch it. You got access to me. Tell him I got access to you. You always putting it on me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Do I got access to your stuff?
Access to my stuff. Or vice versa. You can't set that expectation when you're going nowhere. And so if it was my daughter, and she met a young man and he was just trying to get all access to all of her stuff, my advice to her would be, Mariah, you are not married to this man. So you are not obligated to give him access to areas of your life that he has not been granted access to. Now, if the relationship has gotten so serious to where there is a point where, okay, we're engaged and now we're going through counseling and we're taking those steps to become married, then that's a different thing, because now we're counseling about our finances. We need to know, what is that credit score? What is that bank account in the negative? Because I'm not trying to commit my life to someone and they're broke.
Now, let me ask you a question. Two things. First question is, I'm trying to think, has there been did you have to ask me for my password, or did I just one day I just say, here's access to all my stuff, or do you not remember?
Yeah, no, I would say actually very early on, you gave me access when we first started dating.
That was stupid. You sure I did that?
You did. And now, that was when it was like, yes, this is the one.
She had my nose wide open, cuz. I'm gonna just tell you right now, I ain't gonna say too much, cause mama in the room. She said she about to leave. I'm gonna just tell you, she had my nose wide open. She had that thing. She put that thing on me. You feel me?
So what I will say is that even though I had that access, you just kicked my mom out. Even though you gave me that access again, like, yes, you were very like, here, you can have this, this, and this, because you were very much in love. But there came a time when it was like, I 1000% believe you regretted it, because it was like, oh shoot.
I gave you the key to the crib and we regret that, Jane. I was like, what is you doing? Like, I was making a lot of decisions.
A lot of unwise decisions.
Nose wide open.
Yeah.
That Jane.
And so.
Hey, you still got it though. You feel me? She be doing this thing, cuz. All right, go ahead. She be doing this thing that be having me like, all right, let me adjust myself. Let me tell y'all something. Go ahead, change the subject, because let me go somewhere real quick.
So what I was getting ready to say is, there was a point where it was given, and it was given prematurely.
Facts.
So it was given prematurely, and naturally it was because, oh, I love this person, I'm gonna be with this person, we're dating, we're happy, things are great. But when it came to us learning and going deeper in our relationship and having to work out things within ourselves, whereas with Justin working out, calling, texting the wrong person, this, and this, and then me being secure or having insecurities where I'm checking up and, going through his phone and, trying to figure out who's he talking to, what's going on, all of that was just unhealthy decisions being made. It was not wise for me to have too much access to his private life too soon. And when I say too soon, this wasn't a matter of a couple of months. It was just way too soon. And then having that access and then knowing that you honestly weren't ready to be in a committed relationship. Yeah. And so having that understanding and having that knowledge, looking back on it, we were both foolish, and just not ready for what we were giving each other. Our intentions were good.
Right.
Our intentions were good, but we weren't ready for that type of access. And everyone wants that access, but once you get it.
No, but what I mean by why? Oh, go ahead. Once you get it, finish it.
Once you get it, are you a good steward over it? Am I a good steward over the access he's giving me? And then with you giving me that access, are you really doing what you're supposed to be doing? Because now I'm inclined to check up behind you. Why? Why is that? And there is not a point. You should not be going through your spouse's phone. You should not be going through your significant other's phone searching for things. You know what I mean? So if you have that access, you have it for a reason, but it should not be used as a tool of trying to check up. Because if you are at that point, if that is a point where you are right now in your relationship, you guys need to get help.
Yeah. Right.
You need to get help.
Because even in that, like, you could do all the checking. Now, if a man or a woman is in a place where they kind of done with you, or they're not all the way committed in the relationship, and they like just trying to see what's else out there because they not committed. They're not in this thing. You don't piss them off for the last time, so they like, forget it, man. When you get to that point as an individual where you out here in these streets, and that's when, at that point, you can check. I'm gonna give you my phone as a smoke screen. Here, you can have access to everything. I got a whole nother phone in the car or in another location that you don't know nothing about. So all that checking you're doing, if you at that place, then you're, like you said, you're doing yourself a disservice, because if a person is in a place where they're gonna be, stepping out or cheating or texting and stuff like that, they're gonna find ways to do it without you knowing.
They're gonna do it regardless.
Regardless.
You checking up on them or trying to catch them in the act or trying to prove a point that you know. If your gut is telling you that that's happening, as women, 9 times out of 10, it probably is. We do have great discernment in those areas, but it's what you do with that information, what you do with it. And so,
what should they do with it?
Just like he's saying,
with that information, say for instance, we were in that situation. What did you, like, when you got to a point, what did you do with that information when it started? Because there's been times when you've been in it and you like, forget it, I'm going through this, I'm about to find out. But it did nothing but cause more arguments, cause more distrust.
It was a lot of hurt. And I was able to, because there were instances where I saw stuff that I was just like, God, like, what is going on? And it was in the back of my mind, me wanting to be able to say, I knew it. You know what I mean? I knew it. Something was telling me that this is what was happening. And then at the same time, it was like I didn't want to find anything. I was hoping that looking through, your phone or your emails or your photos, that I wouldn't find anything, so that I could just be like, okay, Crystal, chill out. Y'all good. You good, But even with doing that, and to answer your question, what do you do with that information? Once, like you said, once you're at a place where you're already checking up on the other person, you don't trust me because you're in my personal business, my personal space. First of all, when you're in marriage, all of that access, both people should have regardless. Because when you are truly at a place of, I'm not doing nothing I ain't got no business doing, so I don't care, have my phone, is nothing there. There's freedom in that.
There you go.
Thank you, baby. And so, and even when you are in alignment, men and women, when you're in alignment and you're aligned and you're not doing anything that you shouldn't be doing, the other person doesn't feel like they need to check up on you, or anything like that. The other person feels, there's nothing that's saying, something is off, something is wrong. And you have to be honest with yourself. Am I up to no good? Am I being manipulative? Am I saying, why you in my phone? Why you doing this, and this? Because I know I'm up to no good.
I gotta say this, because this is true. Now, if you ask your partner for their phone to get access to it, they heart drop or they get an attitude, they doing something they ain't got no business doing. Automatic. I'm gonna just tell you the truth. It's automatic. Now you gotta be like, okay, now you gotta remember there's consequences. If you're asking for it, your partner might be like, oh, he or she don't trust me? I bet you can see my phone, but after this, we done. Yeah. Be ready for that conversation too. But I'm just letting you know, but if he do blow up, it's because he or she. And then it's not even that they're not up to no good or not doing something, or they're doing something wrong. Their intentions with you may not be, this is the person that I'm going to be with. Right, there you go. So they may not be doing anything wrong, but it just may be, you just, we're just having fun, and I don't want you in my business. Mm-hmm. And that's absolutely valid. You have to respect that. You have to respect the person's decisions when you are not married. And again, these are things that we're talking about when you are not married and when you are married. Because husbands and wives, when you are married, when you join together under a covenant with God and you make that commitment and you take that step, no, there is no privacy in marriage. When do you get access to the bank accounts? When you are my husband. But guess what? But it wasn't like that in the beginning. It wasn't like that in the beginning. We had separate bank accounts, and we were splitting bills like that. You know what I'm saying? We're not gonna go too much into it, but there is a time when you may have your spending account. She has an allowance for her spending account. I have an allowance for my spending account. No matter if I make more than her and she makes more than me, there's a percentage that comes back to us, but then the rest of it goes into the household pot and we divvy up the way that it's supposed to be divvied up.
Hold on.
Go
ahead. I'm sorry.
You gotta read the room. Stop laughing, y'all. All right, go ahead, baby. I'm sorry, baby. Go ahead.
No, finish your thought.
Okay.
You're right. Finish your thought.
All right.
So in marriage, it is important that you understand you have become one. There is no privacy in marriage unless you are grooming yourself. You're using the bathroom. So, you know, when you are dating, when you're working up to being engaged and you're going through premarital counseling and things like that, you will get to a level of where those areas of your life are being unveiled.
Yes.
You are getting professional advice and help and to navigate through releasing your passwords and releasing areas of your life, your credit score, your bank accounts, things of that nature. So if you want to hear more on this topic, we ask for you to like, comment, subscribe, share, hit the notification bell so that you know when new episodes are coming out. You never know, we may do a part 2.
Yeah.
Do a part 2.
And also, if when you watch this episode and you thought about somebody that's currently going through this situation, or your friend confided in you and you didn't necessarily have the answer, but this episode was meant for them, share it with them. Let them know that you found the Marriage Journal Revealed. Also, you can subscribe to our newsletter at themarriagejournalrevealed.com. As well as, what else is that you
tap into our one-on-ones, 2-on-2s. If you just want to have the opportunity.
2-on-2s, not. We ain't doing nothing freaky. It's just 2-on-2s. It's me and her having a conversation.
If you need a little bit more in-depth coaching, we are happy to be here for you. Again, you are watching The Marriage Journal Revealed. Like, comment, subscribe. Until next time.
Boo. We out. Groom myself because I'm a heterosexual, which I just found out 2-3 days ago. I found this out that I was a heterosexual. I ain't know what it was. I'm like,
what, babe? What?
Somebody told me I was a heterosexual.
So. Babe, we're gonna have to bleep that out.
Why? Oh, hetero.
Metrosexual.
Metrosexual. My bad. They correct me in the background. Hey, listen. I just found out that I'm straight. I just found out that I'm straight.
Let's bring it back. All
right, we can about close this one out.
We cannot leave it like that.
No, I said we about ready to close. I'm not gays anymore.
I don't like men's no more.
I like women.
Hey. No, that's definitely going in the bloopers. That's definitely going in the bloopers, 1,000%.